But how do you feel about Philly? I mean, Micah Parsons aside, when you look as a Cowboys fan,
Yeah.
and you are a ride or die Cowboys fan, you look around the NFC landscape and start in your own neighborhood, theoretically, with the Philadelphia Eagles. How do you feel about them when it comes to matching up with the Cowboys?
I mean, Philly's the real deal. And I think that, earlier in the season when I was on the show, I kind of doubted them and I wasn't like, whatever, Philly. But after the first time we played them, there are just some teams, and it may not be the same every single season, and sometimes it is. Sometimes there's just a team that every single season, you look at Green Bay and you look at the Chicago Bears. Green Bay has Chicago's number every single time they play, right? In the NFC East, it seems like that kind of fluctuates. It depends on the season, depends on who's healthy, who's not. It's not always the same team that gives the same team problems, if you know what I mean. But this season, I think that it's the Philadelphia Eagles are the Dallas Cowboys kryptonite, and how they go ahead and play them is going to be monumentous because we saw last game, it was not a good one. They had their number. Dallas could not figure out how to go ahead and stop these guys, could not figure out how to go ahead and win that game. So you hope that, you figured out the formula, but there is a strong possibility that this just may be the year that Philly has Dallas's number, and that's just the team that gives them problems. Now, am I saying that that's the case? I will not say that. I'm just saying it's a possibility, and that's always a possibility, especially when you're talking about division rivalries in December. Anything is possible. Anything can happen, and I'm not going to go ahead and say, seeing the type of football that the Philadelphia Eagles have been playing, that it's going to be a cakewalk. That would be an ignorant thing to say. I'm not going to say that.
But I got to tell you, Ashley, I love that response. I love it because I didn't think you were going to say that. And maybe you're being a little too hard on Dallas. But I can't believe it.
No,
you're being too. You are.
I
I'm
love my team.
I know you do.
But,
I know you do.
But,
even though you love your team, I just want to remind you. Somebody told you early in the year, after Dak Prescott got hurt, I can't remember who it was, somebody looked like me, told you earlier in the year, don't worry about it. They are good enough to make the playoffs even with Dak Prescott being out for a month. The Cowboys will be fine. And
I don't know if that would have been true.
You and Michael Smith.
For a month? Yeah. Okay.
You and Michael Smith. It was like, nope, it's over. Michael Smith just wrote off the season.
I didn't say it was over.
You didn't say it was over, but you were.
I was concerned.
You're deeply concerned.
I was concerned.
But I do like. The reason I think you're being too hard on the Cowboys is the game they played. Cooper Rush was at quarterback, and they lost by what, 6? Was it 23-17 that game? So that was a competitive game.
It was competitive, but I'm somebody who lives in the present and in the recent present, and I watched my Dallas Cowboys almost lose to the worst team in the NFL last Sunday. So when you play that kind of lazy football, catch-up football, when you're playing against a team like the Houston Texans, maybe you can get away with that. And they barely got away with that. Let's make that very clear. They barely walked away with that win. That works against a team like Houston. That doesn't work against a team like the Philadelphia Eagles. And Cooper Rush, in that situation, they were competitive. They kept their foot on the gas. They just could not figure out how to go ahead and stop certain things from happening. But the team that I saw last Sunday was very content with, we're gonna wipe the floor with these guys, and it came down to the wire. That's why I'm concerned. You cannot take your foot off of gas against a team who already clinched their playoff spot. You just can't do that. So it depends on what version of my Dallas Cowboys I get. If I get earlier version Dallas Cowboys, I'm cool as a cucumber. If I get last Sunday's Dallas Cowboys, I'm nervous. It depends on who I get.
I'll tell you what, I am here for and I should let the regular season play out, but I'm here for the NFC playoffs. This is the last thing I'll say, then we'll switch gears and we'll talk some hoops later. We got Natalie in studio. Natalie's here. Okay, Natalie is also a New Yorker, and she decided to come to Connecticut. Okay,
I'm glad.
So she's here.
I'm going to ask her how she likes it.
She's here. She loves it. She loves it. We're going to ask her in a second. But anyway, we'll talk some ball in a little bit. But I am here for the NFC playoffs because I look at Dallas and Philly as legit great teams. I think both of them are great. Just different styles, but two great teams in the NFC East. I think San Francisco is emerging as a great team. We'll see what they do tonight, but I think they're emerging as a great team. We know they're a great defense. It's quarterback down to their third quarterback. And, hey, somebody give some love to the Minnesota Vikings. I know the Cowboys stomped on them. I know. You made them look bad.
You like that?
I mean, Kirk Cousins wasn't saying that after that game, was he? You like that? No. But they are good. They're a good team. They play close games. So different styles. I could see any of those teams, any of that group emerging from the conference. Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.